Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a quick crochet style using rod set hair. Alright, to start out I did a simple braiding foundation. I just parted her hair down the middle and braided her braids going straight down. You'll later see in the video in the top I did one braid going straight to the back around where her middle part would be, just so I can do the invisible knot crochet method where her part will be. But on this segment of the video, I'm just simply taking the hair and my latch hook. I'm putting the latch hook underneath the braid, pulling the crochet hair through, and then making a loop and looping that crochet hair around about 2 or 3 times. With this hair, you don't have to do as many knots because it doesn't slide out easily. Some hair that is smoother and more straight, has a slicker texture, you need to do much smaller knots to keep the hair from sliding out. But on this one, I can take big chunks of the hair and put it in and install it with no problem. And I just like to loop it around 2 or 3 times and pull the knot tight. I like to separate the curls as I go, just so I can see how the hair is going to look once I'm done. I don't want to put all the hair in and then pull the curls loose and the hair is 2 or 3 times bigger than what it was looking like as I was installing. So that's why I like to separate my curls as I go. As I'm installing, you'll see me kind of wrap the curl around my finger after I separate the curls. That's just to define that curl. Once you pull the curls loose, sometimes the hair can get frizzy and gets poofy. So I'll separate and then wrap it around my finger to kind of define that curl and put that curl back into the hair, so it won't just be all bushy and poofy. But once I complete the style, you'll see later on in the video, I'll use loose to define that curl even more. Just to run through it real quick again, you take the latch hook, slide it underneath the braid, pull the crochet hair through and loop it around 2 or 3 times and pull that knot tight and separate the curl, and that's pretty much it. Crochet is really straightforward when it comes to installation. So now that I've made it to the top of her head, I wanted to show you guys how I did her part in the top and what it looks like as I'm almost finished with this style. So for her middle part, I'm going to be using the invisible knot crochet method. This is going to be a way to camouflage that it's actually a crochet. A lot of people don't like the way knots look with crochet styles, and this is a great technique to use to kind of camouflage that look, so it won't look like, oh, you can tell it's a crochet from a mile away. So right now you just pull the hair underneath the braid the same way we did with the rest of her hair, but you'll take one portion of the crochet hair, once you pull the loop under the braid, you'll take one of those ends and make the loop around just one of those ends instead of around both ends like we did for the rest of her head. So if you pay close attention in the video, I tried to get the best angle that I could so you guys could see this knotless method. Take one section of that hair instead of both and loop it around that one section and then just pull it tight. And when that hair folds over, it's going to completely cover up the knot that is usually at the base of the braid when you're doing a crochet. So again, just pulling that loop underneath, take one end and just loop it 2 or 3 times again around one end of that crochet hair and just pull it tight. And once it folds over, it'll completely cover that knot up. So when her style is done, she won't have 2 rows of knots down the middle of her head. All right, so this is what it looks like after I've completed the knotless method on one side of her part. You can see how the knots are not showing and it's not just a row of knots. So I just repeated the same knotless method on the other side to finish her part off. And now I'm rubbing alcohol-free mousse through her hair to define the curls so it won't be as poofy and bushy. It helps kind of, I call it de-poofing. It helps de-poof the crochet because the first couple of days of a crochet, it can look like it's way too much hair a lot of times. So I like to use this mousse to define the curls. And then once I go through and kind of play with the curls, recoil them, kind of define them with the mousse, I'll then go in after that and take my shears and trim the crochet. If there's any bushy ends, if it's uneven in one spot, I'll even sometimes take my shears to thin out the crochet because they can be big once you first install the hair. Just because we've been separating curls and putting them in, and it can really just change the look of the crochet completely. So you may have to go behind and do some touch-up work with the mousse and the shears. Y'all, we were watching All of Us, and I was trying not to laugh because I was recording. So this is what it looks like as I'm going through with the mousse, de-poofing, defining curls. And then I'm going to go and run the shears through this because it needed to get touched up major. And this is what it looks like after we got done. So you can see I cut it quite a bit. She didn't want it to be super long. She likes hers neck length. And we cut all those frizzy, bushy, stringy ends off. This is what her knotless part looks like. Thank you guys so much for watching.